Rocco, before the game, when we were talking about their offense, you kind of alluded to the fact that what they've done so far probably not indicative of what they're capable of doing with all the weapons. Is that what you were kind of getting at, some of those swings that you saw from them tonight?
Yeah, well, we know they have a good offense, and I think that offense will probably show itself even more as the season goes on. I don't think anyone will be surprised to see that, but we didn't do ourselves any favors today on a lot of fronts, and I don't focus necessarily on what the Rangers were doing out there. We like to pay attention to all the things that we're doing and try to get all those things right. We could have gotten a few more things right today. One of the few positives from today was the fact that our lineup actually did a pretty good job. We had good at-bats, and we hit balls good. We smoked a lot of balls. We put some runs on the board. We had a bunch of hits. There were a lot of good things up and down the lineup that you could talk about. Didn't matter a ton because we were, the game got away from us, and so you end up forgetting about the good at bats. But there's a lot of different scenarios where we pitch better and we play better behind our pitchers, and we're sitting there in a ball game. If we have that kind of offensive performance, the way we've been playing this year, we're in that game till the very end. We got a chance to win, and we've won a bunch of those games when we swing the bats the way that we did today. So that was at least something that you can walk away from the game with and think, let's do something like that again tomorrow and put some runs on the board.
With that said, what could Sim have done better to help himself tonight in his return?
Yeah, well, I would say there's two things that I'm thinking of. One's related to Sim. Also, we could have obviously helped him out on the back end a little, on the backside a little bit better. He was battling through the outing, competed well. A lot of what we've seen from Sim over the last couple of years. I thought he did compete well out there. As the outing went on, there were some base runners they got on in different ways. There were a few walks or a couple walks. And they hit some balls hard, and it just kind of piled up. And I wanted to give him an opportunity to pitch through it. And I think there will be other times where we're going to do the same. But we were down 3-2, I think, at the time before it got broken open. And I think it was a good time to stretch him a little bit and let him pitch. We haven't done that a ton with him, and I think it's something that is good, and there's a lot of things to be taken from longer outings and pitching further into the game. So all that said, we're going to, like I said before the game, with Sim, we're going to talk about working ahead of hitters, controlling the at-bats in that manner. The change-up is something that we talked about before the game, too. I think that pitch was just okay for him today. I think he probably needed a little bit more command-wise from that pitch, but it's something that there's ability in that pitch. I think that pitch can certainly be a weapon for him.
With the injuries to Pablo and Zebi, is that sort of just your reality now that you guys have to try and get more innings out of Festa, out of Sim there, just to not burn your bullpen? At
times. There's going to be times where we are going to push our starters, all of them. There might be times where we get to go to our good bullpen and let them go out there and help us win a game too, and you might go to them a tick earlier in some games. But we're not even halfway through the season. We're not going to be going to the bullpen early in most games, but there could be a game. It's going to be all where we're sitting in that particular outing, how our pitcher's throwing the ball. It's going to be just kind of baseball decisions at that point. But we're going to push our starters when it's right to do so. And today I thought was one of those games.
All right, there was Rocco.